you have so in a topic that is DNA packaging or compaction or condensation of DNA. So far you have learned up to the nucleosomal organization. Just a brief recap: DNA with negative charge and histone proteins with positive charge. The core histones including H2A, H2B, H3, H4, two molecules of each, two molecules of each. Together they constitute what is called as histone octamer. Around this histone octamer, DNA takes 1.8 rotations, which is almost lengthening about 146 base pairs, and passes over the octamer and reaches to another octamer and entwines that in a same manner. Between these two octamers, this segment of DNA is linker DNA, which is almost about 54 base pairs. 54 base pairs. Now, this type of structure looks like beads on string. It looks like beads on string. That is the appearance of these nucleosomes and this DNA thread in a continuity. It looks like beads on string. जैसे DNA एक string है and ये nucleosomes look like beads on it. This type of appearance is clear when you see the unwinded DNA of this level into an electron microscope. When you observe the DNA into an electron microscope, so at this nucleosomal organization level, it looks like the beads on string. Further condensation will proceed in this following manner. You got to see this and understand. See, this was the DNA entwined around this octamers, so it's the nucleosomal organization. Can you see that these nucleosomes are also arranged here in a specific manner like this, and layers of such 6 nucleosomes. See, up to here it was a nucleosomal, then this cluster of 6, then another cluster of 6, another cluster of 6. So one by one, these clusters of 6, one above the other, if you arrange them, that's the way a solid filament of nucleosomes is created. This is this is a further condensation of the DNA. These particular filament at this stage, it is identified as solenoid. It is termed as solenoid. This one. A solid filament like structure formed by the condensation of nucleosomal units. Each cluster will have 6 such units like this. Then next 6 above them. Next 6 above them. Likewise, when you keep doing it, a cylinder is created that is having structure what is called as solenoid. If you recall, the diameter of DNA itself was 2 nanometer. Nucleosomal organization, at that stage, the diameter of the structure is 11 nanometer. Solenoid is having the diameter of 30 nanometer. So when you move from the DNA to nucleosome to solenoid level, the diameter goes on increasing. The diameter goes on increasing. That means length will decrease. किसी चीज का diameter increase होता है तो उसकी length decrease हो जाएगी. I mean lengthy structure है, उसको compact करते जाओ तो length decrease होता है and thickness goes on increasing. Simple as that. Then this solenoid filament is banded like this. If this is the solenoid filament, then it is banded like this to condense it further. To condense it further. At this stage, its diameter will reach almost to 200 to 300 nanometer. This format of the chromosome is known as chromatin. This is known as what? Chromatin. DNA, then nucleosome, then solenoid, then chromatin. 2 nanometer, 11 nanometer, 30 nanometer, almost 200 to 300 nanometer. See, at every level, the condensation happens and you can see that its thickness goes on increasing, means its length must be decreasing in managing this thickness. Pure DNA. DNA entwined around what? Core histone octamers, making nucleosomal organization. Then 6 units of nucleosome placed over next 6, placed over next 6. Like that, the cylinder constituted is a solenoid. Then that long cylinder is further folded like this, which is called as chromatin stuff. That is termed as chromatin. फिर ये chromatin वो stage है जो interphase में होता है. And then the cell goes from chromatin to chromosome. Chromatin to chromosome. And अगर division खत्म हो जाता है तो going back to the interphase, from the division phase to interphase, it will turn to chromatin back. Chromatin to chromosome, chromosome to chromatin. That interconversion always happens, which you are aware of. This chromatin itself, with its almost 300 nanometer, this itself is folded further. Can you make out what I am making you to understand? If this is the chromatin, that chromatin itself is folded further. It is folded further. So it becomes actually chromatid. This was chromatin. And now it is further folded to chromatid. And two such chromatids make what is called as chromosome. Obviously, each chromatid was 700 nanometer. Two chromatids will have a thickness of 1400 nanometer. आप देखो यहां से स्टार्ट होता है जर्नी कंडेंसेशन का. डीएनए 2 नैनोमीटर, न्यूक्लियोसोम 11 nanometer, solenoid 30 nanometer, chromatin almost 200 to 300 nanometer. chromatid 700 nanometer, and chromosome with two chromatids 1400 nanometer. That's the way the condensation process occurs. This is about packaging of DNA. This is about the packaging of DNA. Look at this arrangement. This thickness is 1400 nanometer. This thickness is 700. This thickness is 300. This thickness is 30. This thickness is 11, and this thickness was 2 nanometer. What you are seeing here is just a small part placed over here, the DNA. What you are seeing here is just one of the nucleosome. What you are seeing here, a solenoid, it has been bent, just a small part of that solenoid over here. What you are seeing, this chromatin, is just a small portion of this chromatid. And what you see here as a chromatid is just one of the arm of the chromosome. Packaging of DNA completed. If you have any question, you may ask. I wait for some time, 10 seconds. If not, then I go to the next one. Nothing to ask. Fine. If I ask you the composition of chromatin, what shall be your answer? Which materials make up chromatin? Number one. In a last lecture, I told you that unless you come prepared with this already done content, the next lecture will not be clear. You were supposed to prepare this remaining content up to nucleosome, in which chromatin composition was already taught. With that information, you were supposed to enter in this today's lecture so as to understand the remaining things further. But when I am asking you what are the constituents of chromatin, you are not able to reply. That shows that you are not serious at all. When you do not want to study, I wonder why do you attend the lecture and waste your precious time? In case if you are forced by your parents, then the scenario is different. Otherwise, voluntarily, you shouldn't be like, because you do not want to study, then why do you study? That is what I'm asking. After teaching for 1 hour the same topic and still you are not clear what is chromatin made up of, which are the constituents of chromatin, it's not you, it's my fault. I should be ashamed of myself that I am not able to teach you. Simple as that. The whole stuff is a senseless exercise. I am teaching, you are attending, you are not learning, actually you are attending. I am completing the syllabus, we are just going through the motions without being involved in the matter, what it is all about. I thought it is a molecular biology, you will pay interest, you will, show the interest, you'll pay attention into this matter, but it's as if you are still sleeping, in a sleeping mode. Who can help you? Not even God. DNA, RNA, histones, and non-histone proteins. Non-histone chromosomal proteins. They are the part of this chromatin material. That chromatin material was what? Ultimately, it was the DNA entwined around those histones. So these two seems to be the main components. Obviously, DNA at any point of time preparing some or the other RNA constantly. So some RNAs will be a part of this complex, and other than the histones, which play absolutely a significant role in compaction of DNA, definitely there are some proteins which are non-histone and still participating in the same. So they are called as non-histone chromosomal proteins. By and large, they are also positively charged proteins, but their composition is slightly different from histones, so you don't call them histones. Type wise, there are several, but we generally believe that histone are the main proteins. So that is a one category, and all other which are different types, but not as many as histone. So they collectively are known as non-histone chromosomal proteins, NHC. Particularly, they are required for the packaging of chromatin into chromatid and chromosome. So that higher level packaging mainly requires NHC. That lower level packaging mainly requires histones. Solenoid तक histones और उससे आगे chromatin से chromosome तक NHC. That's how the information is there. Uh, Last point related to this chromatin material. Give me a sec, 1 sec. I'm sure you have learned about this topic which I'm going to teach, but I'm also sure that you guys don't remember what it is. It was already taught in 11th standard in chapter number 8 while explaining the nucleus, explaining the topic of chromatin, the two types and two formats of chromatin. One is euchromatin and another one is heterochromatin. This dense color chromatin is called heterochromatin. This light color chromatin is euchromatin. You must be not aware of it, isn't it? You must have forgotten this. Is there anyone who remembers the concept of chromatin in two different formats, its existence, euchromatin and heterochromatin? Oh, it seems you don't remember. So let me explain that. Particularly in our interphase, at the time of interphase. Our genetic material it exists in a form which is called as chromatin. At that time, this chromatin appears to be in two different formats. One is called as euchromatin and another one is called as heterochromatin. euchromatin and heterochromatin, like that. Acha, the first one, euchromatin. You see, it is loosely packed, light stained, lightly stained, transcriptionally active, transcriptionally active chromatin, and that is to be called as the euchromatin. See, within the chromatin, those parts of the DNA which have to express themselves, so that means transcriptionally express hona means mRNA form karna. So transcriptionally they are active portions of our DNA. They are active portions of our DNA. This part of this DNA, when it is getting condensed, it condenses itself in slightly loose manner, not as tight as the other part of the DNA, other part of the chromatin. This loosely packed chromatin is called as euchromatin. And when you stay in the nucleus of the cell, when you stay in the nucleus of the cell, you realize that the euchromatin picks up lesser stain. So it appears lightly stained, little less than that of the other part of the chromatin. This part of the chromatin, which is lightly stained, because it is dense, it is not densely packed, it is loosely packed. The staining density will be dependent upon the density of packing. More the denser packed material, more the denser color. So lightly stained, loosely packed, transcriptionally active form of genetic material, it is the euchromatin stuff. Parallelly, certain amount of chromatin will be the one which is compared to the other one more densely packed. Question is, why should it be more densely packed? The answer is that it is that part of the chromatin which is never to be expressed, which is not to be expressed ever. So transcriptionally, it is inactive. Transcriptionally, it is what? Inactive. जिसको ट्रांसक्राइब नहीं होना है, उसको ओपन नहीं होना है, उसको एकदम डेंसली पैक करके रखता है सिस्टम. And because it's densely packed nature, it will appear dark whenever stained. It will appear dark, darkly stained. This part of the chromatin is identified as heterochromatin. That is termed as heterochromatin. So at interphase, our genetic material is identified as chromatin. These chromatin exists in two formats parallelly. One is euchromatin, another one is heterochromatin. Euchromatin is loosely packed, lightly stained, transcriptionally active part of the chromatin, whereas heterochromatin is densely packed, darkly stained, transcriptionally inactive form or part of chromatin. If there is any question, you ask, or else I delete and go to the next one. It seems you have no problem with this. Let me take you to the next topic. Next topic is about genetic code. Next topic is the concept of genetic code. Mm, let us understand the same. Who is entering at this stage? So, concept of genetic code. Let's say this is the mRNA, the messenger RNA, prepared from the DNA, and it carries the information for protein synthesis. Means which amino acid will be there at which position while the particular polypeptide will be prepared. That information is that genetic information present on this mRNA. Now this information is in the form of which sequence? इसके सामने amino acids arrange हो गए. Amino acids will be arranged as per the nucleotide sequence of mRNA. So you understand that A, C, C, A, U, G, C, G, C, A, G, G, something like that, G, whatever it is. So on one side, you have a nucleotide information in the form of sequence of nucleotides. And on other side, you have a sequence of amino acids, over there. Sequence of nucleotide, and the other side has a sequence of amino acids over there. You understand this? This process is identified as translation. This is what is called as translation. Ribosomes decode the information available on mRNA, which is in the form of sequence of nucleotides. And as per that, the ribosomes arrange the amino acid sequence for polypeptide. So this decoding one can understand by understanding the codes first. The sequence of nucleotides on mRNA, it makes specific codes which are known as genetic codes. It is as per these genetic codes, genetic information in the coded manner. It is as per these genetic codes, the sequence of amino acid. मिथियोनिन है, कहीं पे एस्पार्टिक एसिड है, कहीं पे ग्लूटामिक एसिड, कोई भी जो अमाइनो एसिड्स डिफरेंट हो सकते हैं out of the 20 at a given position, any one, their sequence will be worked out over there, cysteine and methionine and these and that. So what is a genetic code? It's a sequence of nucleotides on mRNA that will work out the sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide. This sequence of nucleotides on mRNA, it is known as coded information, genetic code information. That is known as genetic code information. Have you all understood this basic idea? What is a genetic code? फिर से मैं रिपीट करता हूं, सीक्वेंस ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स ऑन mRNA, it will determine sequence of amino acids on polypeptide. एक पॉलीन्यूक्लियोटाइड है और दूसरा पॉलीपेप्टाइड है. So we say that the sequence of nucleotides on mRNA, it is having genetic codes. And which organelle will help in decoding these genetic codes found on mRNA? उसको decode कौन करेगा? The organelle called as ribosome. Question is how exactly? Question is how exactly this is possible? Let us understand. Let's assume this is the mRNA. This is the mRNA. This is the 5' and other one is a 3'. And when reading of this mRNA will be done, when reading of this mRNA will be done by the ribosome, ribosome will join this mRNA from 5' and यहाँ से ribosome उसको join करता है. And it moves in this direction while reading the nucleotide sequence on this mRNA. On this mRNA. Simple as that. Now, how will this system, the ribosome and its related concerned components, will work out that which particular amino acid is to be placed in this while reading this mRNA sequence? So what is the interpretation of this given sequence? उसको कैसे interpret किया जाता है sequence of nucleotides को? So we believe that number one possibility that could be like this, that let us assume that each nucleotide itself is a one code. Each nucleotide is a one code. Let's say code is made up of one nucleotide. So then how many types of codes can be therein? Adenine containing one, guanine containing one, cytosine containing one nucleotide, and uracil. How are these nucleotides, ribonucleotides on mRNA differ from each other? Based on their nitrogen base, because sugar and phosphate backbone to same. So the only variant component of these nucleotides is their nitrogen base. How many types of nitrogen bases can be there in RNA? 4, A, C, G, U. So either the nucleotide is with A or else with G or else with C or else with U on the mRNA. So accordingly, you have how many types of nucleotides? 4. Imagine if each nucleotide is an indicator of amino acid, one amino acid placement. Okay. So how many codes do we get in this scenario? 4. How many types of amino acids are to be arranged for polypeptide formation mostly? Type wise कितने amino acids होते हैं जो एक से ज्यादा बार अरेंज होते 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 polypeptide का पार्ट बनते हैं? Polypeptide may be made up of, let's say, 100 amino acids. So 100 is the total number of amino acids. Type wise, so they are only how many? 20 only. So 20 amino acids में से कोई इतनी बार होगा, कोई इतनी बार होगा, but it's those 20 types of amino acids which constitute what is called as this 4 code. No, they require rather 20 codes, and what is available is just 4 codes for them. You understand the first arrangement? Imagine if one nucleotide is a code for one amino acid arrangement. One nucleotide is a code for one amino acid arrangement. So 4 different types of nucleotides can be responsible for arrangement of 4 different types of amino acids. So 4 codes, possibly 4 different types of amino acids can be placed. होते कितने हैं टाइप वाइज? टाइप वाइज होते कितने हैं? 20. It's a mismatch. You require 20 different codes for arrangement of 20 different types of amino acids. So in that scenario, this combination we reject. Next, if we assume that a code is made up of 2 nucleotides, a code is made up of how many nucleotides? 2 nucleotides together. 4 types of nucleotides in a combination of 2 for each code. How many combinations are possible? Tell me. चलो करके देखो. Swati and Harshil, your answer is 8. स्वाति लिख के दिखाओ फिर पेज पे कौन से 8 कोड्स बन सकते हैं. हर्षिल पेज पे लिखो कौन से 8 कोड बन सकते हैं. अगर गिवन पोजीशन पे अगर कोड is made up of a single nucleotide, we believe that if a single nucleotide is responsible for arrangement of a one amino acid, तो या तो A आ सकता है, या तो फिर G आ सकता है, या तो फिर C आ सकता है, या तो फिर U आ सकता है. Okay, that would be the 4 codes if there was a single nucleotide code. Now I say that let's assume that the code is made up of 2 nucleotides. So how many combinations would have been there? All of you listen carefully. Swati, your answer.
Yes, sir. So,
How many
sir,
codes
is
will...
repetition possible? Like A and all?
Obviously, isn't it a different combination with respect to the type of nucleotides? बाकी के कंपेयर में.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो फिर
Yes,
कितना
sir.
होता है कोड्स? कितने हुए? Others can also try. Two nucleotides together, if we believe, is making one code, तो ये एक कोड है, उसके सामने एक अमीनो एसिड रखा जाता है. तो ऐसे कितने पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशंस हो सकते हैं? स्वाति इज रॉन्ग, हर्षिल इज रॉन्ग. कोई है जो वर्कआउट कर सकता है इस चीज को? ध्रुवी ने लिखा है, देवांशी ने लिखा है 12. रॉन्ग. ध्रुवी ने भी इनकम्प्लीट लिखा है, सो इनकम्प्लीट. मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है आपसे कि इफ पुष्टि इज रॉन्ग 10, Nandini is wrong 6, So 10, Krisha is wrong. Sakshi is wrong, 10. Nidhi Rawal wrong, 9. Swati finally reaching to the correct answer, 16. Am I audible? Tell me, how many combinations are possible in this manner? When you consider the code is made up of 2 consecutive nucleotides and 4 different nucleotides are available as the type wise. So how many possible combinations one can work out? 16. Okay, that is a second possibility. Now the point is that to arrange 20 types of amino acids, ये 16 अगर ये किसी एक अमाइनो एसिड की अरेंजमेंट करता है, ये दूसरे की, ये तीसरे की, ये चौथे की, likewise if I believe that each combination which is been encircled here is responsible for arrangement of a one particular amino acid, so in this manner 16 codes can place how many types of different amino acids? How many types of different amino acids can be arranged? 16. And how many types of amino acids are to be arranged? We have in system 20. So again, this is a mismatch setup, not going to work for us. Then I put another proposition before you, that assuming that a genetic code is made up of 3 consecutive nucleotides. A genetic code is made up of how many? 3 consecutive nucleotides. इनसे एक कोडॉन प्रिपेयर होता है अगर तो, if, and that is responsible for placement of one amino acid. के भाई AUG आता है तो उसके सामने एक अमाइनो एसिड रखा जाए. फिर नेक्स्ट कोडॉन अगर GGG है तो उसके सामने एक दूसरा अमाइनो एसिड रखा जाए, like that. So in that scenario, can you imagine how many codes shall be available over there? Yes, Harshil was wrong. If he was Harshil, I'm not sure. I retract my statement. 64 is the correct answer. आप जस्ट ऐसा इमेजिन करो कि फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे एडिनाइन है ए ए ए, फिर थर्ड पोजीशन का वेरिएंट देखो ए ए ए ए ए जी ए ए यू एंड ए सी, ये 4 हुए. ए G A G G A G U A G C, फिर A C A C G A C U A C C और A U A U G A U U and A U C. फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे A हो ऐसे 16, फिर सेम नेक्स्ट पोजीशन उसी पोजीशन पे ग्वानिन हो, उसी पोजीशन पे फिर वो नेक्स्ट साइटोसिन हो और फिर यूरासिल हो. 16 16 16 16 टोटल कितना होता है भाई? 64 कॉम्बिनेशंस. वैसे तो कैलकुलेशन ये है कि अगर एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड एक कोड बनाती है तो 4 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स मेक 2 कोड्स 4 कोड्स. अगर 2 न्यूक्लियोटाइड एक कोड बनाते हैं एज अ पेयर तो 4 न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स के कॉम्बिनेशंस कितने हो गए? 16. तो 4 raised to 3 will make how much? 64. आपको समझ में आया? Four is types of nucleotides and this 1 2 3 n number जो आप वेरिएबल हो रहा है वहां पे, it is the number of nucleotides involved in making the code. It is the number of nucleotides making the code. सोचो अगर 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 genetic code was to be made up of 4 consecutive nucleotides, then what would be the scenario? Exactly. So now you have understood what I'm trying to say. But please come back to our original one. Because 64 amino acids, the 64 codes are good enough to arrange 20 types of amino acids. That proposition is working. So ideal arrangement में ऐसा होता है कि 64 codes होते हैं which are responsible for arrangement of 20 different types of amino acids. Now, how many have understood this concept? Down. How many have not understood this concept? Not likhiye. First of all, let us in brief understand what we have learned so far. That is, the sequence of nucleotides on mRNA is read by it is understood by the ribosome, and as per this sequence, amino acids are arranged over there, opposite to that. This information is a coded information. It is in in terms of or in form of codes. How are these codes understood by this ribosome? So for that, every one nucleotide, if you consider, then you can get 4 codes, which is insufficient for placement of 20 different types of amino acids. Then you believe that 2 back-to-back or consecutive nucleotides make a code. Then you get 16 combinations. Each combination has a 1 code for arrangement of 1 amino acid. Then you have a 16 codes which are not enough for your 20 amino acid placement. तो फिर वर्कआउट किया कि भाई 3 nucleotides, triplet of this nucleotides, that is a sequence of 3 consecutive nucleotides on the mRNA, codes for 1 amino acid. In this manner, you get 64 functional codes, which are good enough to arrange 20 types of amino acids. I'm not writing 20 amino acids. I'm writing 20 different types of amino acids. So you understand very well. प्रिसीशन से कोई अगर इस टॉपिक को स्टडी करता है तो उसको बाद में पता चलेगा कि एक्चुअली 61 कोड्स आर फंक्शनल कोड्स which actually arrange the 20 types of amino acids. 3 codes are stop codes, stop codons, termination codons, which do not code for any amino acid, which do not code for any amino acid. So ideally speaking, instead of 64, to be precise, 61 triplet codes are available in our system, which are recognized for arrangement of 20 different types of amino acids. This is the genetic code concept. I am dictating the definition. Interested students may note down. A triplet of consecutive nucleotides on mRNA, which codes for specific amino acid during translation. During translation. Now, in your textbook, take out your textbook and see such a table. Do you get this kind of table? So any code that is made up of 3 nucleotides. So take one nucleotide from this side. Second position nucleotide to be taken from this side. And third position nucleotide to be taken from this side. If you do and work out, you get these 64 different combinations in this manner. U से start करो, C, A, UAG से downward, फिर यहाँ पे, फिर यहाँ पे, फिर यहाँ पे आते आते आपको पता चलेगा till the last ones which are given here, GGG, like that. You get 64 different combinations of codes over here. बोलो पता चल रहा है आपको? अच्छा, मैं आपको एक लॉजिक पूछता हूं. If you have a 20 chocolates and they are to be distributed among the 20 students, each student will get how many chocolates? One each. If you have 61 chocolates and you have to distribute amongst 20 students, then what will happen? And no necessity of being equal. No necessity of being equal. You have to distribute all the 61 amongst 20. And you don't need to be equal for all students. Minimum each one should get at least one. That's the rule. All 61 you have to distribute amongst these 20. Each one must get the chocolate. These are the only rules, and you don't need to be equal in distribution. बोलो तो क्या करोगे? ગુજરાતીમાં સમજાવો. તમારી પાસે 61 ચોકલેટ છે, 20 સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ છે, એમનામાં આપણે વિતરણ કરવાનું છે. દરેક બાળકને ઓછામાં ઓછી એક ચોકલેટ મળવી જોઈએ. અને તમારે સમાન રીતે એનું વિતરણ કરવું જરૂરી નથી. તો તમે કેવી રીતે વિતરણ કરો? कि आपको मैथ्स नहीं आता है, आप मैथ्स पहले लर्न कीजिए. मैंने बोला ऑल 61 शुड बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. तो अच्छा तन्वी, निधि के तन्वी जो भी था, माय मिस्टेक अगर मैंने कोई गलत नाम दे दिया तो. अरे भाई आप लोग क्यों इतना इक्वालिटी के पीछे पड़े हो? रूल क्या मैंने बोला? यू डोंट नीड टू बी इक्वल इन एनी वेज. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. बोलो वंदित को मैथ्स आज, वंदित का आत्मा जाग गया, आज मैथ्स लेने का दिल हो गया उसका. भाई तू मांड मांड बायो कर रहा है वंदित, उसको छोड़ मैथ्स को. आप लोग क्यों जरूरी है 3 लिखना या 3.5 या 3 लिखना है और +1 लेफ्ट ऐसा लिखना? मैंने क्या बोला आपको? नंबर 1. हाँ ये कौन था? मुझे नाम पढ़ना पड़ेगा. किसी ने एक इंटरेस्टिंग आंसर दिया. रीशा शाह या क्या है कुछ, आई थिंक. विल गिव 1 to each of the student at least. So all 20 will get 1 at least, and then remaining 41. तो somebody may get few more. तो किसी को 3 extra, किसी को 5 extra, किसी को 2 extra, किसी को 4 extra. ऐसे करते करते कोई ऐसा भी होगा कि कोई और किसी को extra ना भी मिला हो. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you are distributing the 61 chocolates among 20 students where each one has got at least one, but it is not necessary. Somebody may have got only one, somebody may have got two, somebody may have got three, somebody may have got four, somebody may have got six. That's the way you distribute in them. Same thing happens with our genetic codes. How many genetic codes are there? 61, and they are distributed for the arrangement of how many types of amino acids? 20. So see, some of them are coded with only one code. Others are coded with 2, others are coded with 3, कोई है 4, किसी का 6 भी है. आप अपना टेबल देख के मुझे लिखाओ. मैं इस साइड पे अमाइनो एसिड लिखता हूं और आप मुझे टेबल में लिखाओ कि ऑन वन साइड name of amino acid and the other side how many codes have been allotted for its arrangement. चलिए 1 by 1 amino acid का नेम लिखाइए और अपने नोट में भी लिखिए. राइट इट डाउन इन योर ओन नोटबुक. चलिए सीक्वेंस में कोई भी अमाइनो एसिड जो लेफ्ट से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो टेबल, तो कौन सा वाला पहला है? फर्स्ट अमाइनो एसिड कौन सा है? फिनाइलएलेनाइन. तो पूरे टेबल में ढूंढ लीजिए कि कितने कोड्स फिनाइलएलेनिन को अलॉट किए हैं, कहां कहां पे फिनाइलएलेनिन है. चलो तन्वी का आंसर है 2. आर यू श्योर तन्वी? बाद में कोई गड़बड़ ना हो कि नहीं सर ये देखना भूल गए थे, बाकी रह गया. अच्छा बराबर. चलो दूसरा अमाइनो एसिड कौन सा है भाई आफ्टर फिनाइलएलेनाइन? ल्यूसीन. चेक करके देखिए ल्यूसीन इज कोडेड बाय हाउ मेनी कोड्स इन द होल टेबल. जहां जहां पे ल्यूसीन है वो पेंसिल से टिक कर देने का ताकि वो बाद में बीच में आए ना, रिपीट ना हो जाए. तो वो 6 होता है. I hope you have understood what I am trying to explain to you. My point is that ऐसा करते करते आप अमाइनो एसिड्स का नंबर, अमाइनो एसिड्स का नेम लिखिए, उनका शॉर्ट फॉर्म लिखिए, and each one coded by how many amino acids. ये टेबल प्रिपेयर कीजिए और जिसका टेबल पहले रेडी हो वो मुझे इन्फॉर्म कर, अनम्यूट कर दे. आपको नोट में दिखाना होगा वो टेबल जब आप बोलते होगे, इसीलिए अगर आपका प्रिपेयर हो तो ही, वरना आप पढ़े रहे तो पढ़े रहे, मेरे बोलने से आप लिखने वाले हैं नहीं। वैसे तो मैं एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ कि ऑल ऑफ यू शुड राइट डाउन, बट आई एम नॉट, आई एम श्योर दैट नन ऑफ, आई मीन वेरी फ्यू ऑफ यू विल राइट डाउन। तो जो फ्यू है, अगर आपका ये टेबल रेडी हो जाए, on one side the amino acid and the other side the number of codes by which it is arranged, अगर वो लिस्ट रेडी हो जाए तो मुझे लिखना कि सर रेडी। एटलीस्ट एनी वन पर्सन हु इज वर्किंग तो लेट मी नो, ऐसा पता चले कि 4:30 को आप में से सब बोले कि सर मैं नहीं कर रहा था, कोई और कर रहा था, तो ऐसा ना हो मैं वेट करता रह जाऊं। हाउ मेनी आर वर्किंग अपॉन दिस? Okay, one student is there, two, three are there. Okay, three can provide the answer. 5, 7, Dhruvi Patel, fill up this box. What should I write down in this circle? Unmute and speak. Dhruvi Patel.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes. क्या लिखूं इस सर्कल में? चलो, अब नॉट ऑडिबल, तो उनके बाद तन्वी थे। तन्वी आप लिखिए अनम्यूट होके, बोलिए।
हेलो सर।
हाँ बोलिए। ये फर्स्ट सर्कल में मैं क्या लिखूं?
टोटल 21 अमाइनो एसिड्स।
21.
यस।
Very good. And this side, what should I write down?
वो भी कैलकुलेट नहीं किया है।
वेरी नाइस। मैं क्या हूँ, फ्री बैठा हूँ, तो मुझे दे दिया होता तो मैं भी बैठे बैठे कर लेता। आप लोग क्या बात करते हो यार, डन
Sorry.
लिखते हो और आप लोग को पता नहीं होता है किस वर्ल्ड के हो आप सब, मार्स से आए हो या? हर्षिल बोल भाई।
amino acid 21 and code 64.
एंड कोड्स
64.
62.
64.
Now how many of you agree with this? No, not agreed. Helisha, unmute.
Yes, sir.
62
Yes, sir.
कैसे हुआ?
Uh, maybe it's my counting mistake. I'll recheck once.
Exactly. नंदिनी, अमाइनो एसिड कितने हैं?
amino acid 20.
करेक्ट। आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो कौन से 20 सीक्वेंस में, नाम बोल सकते हो?
Yes, sir.
भाई जिसका आंसर 21 है उन लोगों के लिए ये लिस्ट में रिपीट करवा रहा हूं, ध्यान से सुनना, लिसन केयरफुली एंड मेक अ करेक्शन ऑन योर साइड। नंदिनी गो अहेड। फर्स्ट फिनाइल एलेनिन, अगर ना पता चले तो शॉर्ट बोलना, मैं शॉर्ट फॉर्म में उसका एब्रिविएशन को एक कर दूंगा, एक्सपांड। बोलिए।
Yes, sir. PHE,
फिनाइल एलेनिन,
LEU, that is leucine,
ल्यूसीन,
leucine, then ILE,
आइसोल्यूसीन,
MET,
मिथियोनाइन। बेटा नंबर
valenine.
बोलो, नंबर के साथ बोलो, 5 दिस 6
Okay,
दिस, ताकि वो जब 20 पे पहुंचो तो ये लोग जो
okay, sir.
21st वाला क्रिएट कर रहे हैं उनको पता चले कि मेरी क्या गलती है, उनकी क्या गलती
Okay, sir. So ILE is 3,
है। हाँ,
then MET is 1,
ऐसा नहीं,
valenine.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अमाइनो एसिड को 20 वाले में बोल रहा हूँ कि फर्स्ट नंबर अगर फिनाइल एलेनिन है तो सेकंड नंबर ल्यूसीन है, तो तीसरा कौन सा है? आइसोल्यूसीन है। चौथा कौन सा है?
MET.
मिथियोनाइन। फोर्थ?
Fifth is VAL.
वेलाइन।
Yes.
सिक्स्थ?
Sixth is SER.
सिराइन। नेक्स्ट सेवेंथ, ऐसा बोलिए, सेवन दिस दैट।
Seventh is PRO.
प्रोलाइन।
Eighth is THR.
क्या आर?
THR.
309।
Ninth is ALA.
एलेनाइन।
10th is TYR.
टायरोसिन।
11th is HIS.
हिस्टिडीन।
12th is GLN.
ग्लाइसिन। नहीं, जीएलएन।
13th is
ग्लूटामिन।
GLN.
ग्लूटामिन।
13th is ASN.
एस्पार्जीन।
14th is LYS.
एलवाईएस ना, लाइसिन।
15th is ASP.
एस्पार्टिक एसिड।
16th is GLU.
ग्लूटामिक एसिड।
17th is CYS.
सिस्टीन।
18th is TRP.
ट्रिप्टोफैन।
19th is ARG.
आर्जिनिन।
And 20th is GLY.
ग्लाइसिन। अब आप लोगों ने इसके अलावा जो 21st अमाइनो एसिड प्रिपेयर किया है उसका नाम लिखो। Is this top an amino acid? Damn it, कुछ भी चलाते रहते हो। तो ये नंबर तो 20 आ गया, किस किस को क्लियर? अब ये नंबर कितना आता है भाई, ये बोलो। the codes allotted for them. Yes, 61 codes. और बाकी के 3 जो है UAA, UAG and UGA are stop codons. They do not code for any amino acid. समझ में आता है आप लोगों को? Now tell me, which is the type of amino acid that is coded by least number of codes? Let's see who gives the answer. उसके कोड के साथ लिखना. The given amino acid, हर्षिल, नंदिनी, उसके कोड के साथ लिखो. केया, निधि, उसको कोड के साथ लिखो. कौन सा है? मैट, AUG, एक सही लिखा. ये पता नहीं क्या गबे लोग हैं, उनको पता नहीं चलता. मैं जब बोलता हूँ कोड के साथ, हाँ, ट्रिप्टोफैन UGG is the correct and MET AUG is the correct. Who was that? That was a correct, first correct combi. तो ये दो कोड ऐसे है कि जिसके पास सिर्फ एक एक, ये दो अमाइनो एसिड which have been coded by only single codes. And can you name them, those amino acids which are coded by maximum possible number of codes? Leucine 6, serine 6, arginine 6. Yes. Now, this was something which I wanted to explain to you. I hope you have understood the same. देखिए, genetic code, if there is a one nucleotide making the code, 4 types of nucleotides can make 4 codes which are insufficient for 20 amino acids. If we believe that 2 back-to-back nucleotides make a code like these, 16 codes are available which are not enough for 20 amino acids. But when we believe that 3 consecutive nucleotides make a code, we get 64 codes which are good enough for the arrangement of 20 amino acids. But out of the 64, 61 are actually codes which are sense codes, means they make some sense, means they are responsible for arrangement of a one particular amino acid, each of them. So that is called as the sense codes. And 3 of them, such as UAA, और दोनों कौन से है भाई? UAA के बाद कौन से 3 स्टॉप कोडॉन्स है भाई? वो देख लो. UAA, UAG and UGA. These 3 are, by the way, always write down in capital. That's the best way to represent the codes. So that is how 3 of them are nonsense codons. Nonsense codons. The 61 are functional or sense codons, whereas these 3 do not code for any amino acid, are termed as nonsense codons, or you may call it as the stop codons. So this much information I have provided to you. Now you must be understanding. अच्छा, अभी आप एक mRNA को ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हो. कैन यू मेक आउट द mRNA ऑन द स्क्रीन? उसको एनलार्ज करके देख के बोलो, यस, इज इट सीन टू यू और नॉट? Can you read the sequence of nucleotides on the same? अच्छा, बराबर है. So now let us assume that this is the mRNA. Here is the 5' end of it. Here is the 3' end of it. Reading of this mRNA shall be done in which direction? 5' to 3' or 3' to 5'? राइबोसोम इसके ऊपर अटैच होके किस डायरेक्शन में जाएगा? 5' to 3'. So let's say that this is the ribosome, यहाँ पे आके अटैच हुआ और इस डायरेक्शन में फॉरवर्ड जाता है. And let's say that this is one of the codon AUG. So which amino acid will be arranged against AUG? Tell me. वो चार्ट देख के बोलो. वो चार्ट है ना आपके पास, उसको देख के बोलो. हाँ, AUG के सामने क्या अरेंज होगा? मिथियोनाइन. तो यहाँ पे पहला अमाइनो एसिड जो अरेंज होगा वो मिथियोनाइन रहेगा. अच्छा, लेट अस अज्यूम दैट सेकंड कोड इज GGG. GGG के सामने क्या अरेंज होगा? बोलिए. ग्लाइसीन. फिर ये ग्लाइसीन. ओके, फिर टेल मी, अगर CAC कोडॉन है तो इट विल बी कोडिंग फॉर विच amino acid over there? Well, all are writing, so I accept histidine. अच्छा, यहाँ पे GUC कोडॉन है तो which amino acid against that? Valine. फिर UAA के सामने कौन सा कोडॉन रखा जाएगा? कोई नहीं, क्योंकि वो तो स्टॉप कोडॉन है. It is not coding for any amino acid. That means information was to be used only up to this point. So the point or the last codon after which, or the codon after which, if you find UAA, UAG or UGA, any one of these three stop codons, it is an indication that further information is not to be utilized. जैसे CCC can code for one amino acid. Tell me, find out which amino acid can be coded by CCC. From that you can work out. Proline. But point is that जैसे ही राइबोसोम यहाँ पे आएगा stop codon पे, the ribosome will detach, the polypeptide will detach. That means remaining codes after the stop codon are meaningless, useless over there. So इस region को UTR कहते हैं, the one whose translation does not occur. It is called untranslated region of mRNA. How many of you understand the concept of UTR? Let's say which one of the region of mRNA is UTR? In the given mRNA, towards the 3' end, from stop codon onwards, remaining all codes are included in the part called UTR. Who will repeat the definition of UTR on mRNA towards 3' end? दो टाइप का UTR, एक 5' end वाला, एक 3' end वाला. 3' वाले UTR को कौन डिस्क्राइब करेगा? Yes, will anyone try? What is UTR? Astha Solanki, you wanna post transcription regulation of Apazgon describe करेगा. The part of mRNA towards the 3' end immediately from stop codon onwards is called as UTR. Even if there are sense codons placed in it, they are not to be translated, untranslated region. Acha. Ribosomes started scanning of the mRNA from which position? 5' end or 3' end? 5' end. जैसे ही राइबोसोम इधर आता है और स्कैनिंग स्टार्ट करता है, you see it is not translating immediately. Again, CCC could have been coded for which amino acid here? But it is not been placed proline. Why not? तो concept ऐसा कहता है कि when ribosome starts scanning the mRNA from 5' end, it is ignoring all codons placed towards this end until it reaches to AUG. इसका मीनिंग क्या हुआ? तो 5' end से वो स्टार्ट करता है स्कैनिंग, और जहां पे पहली बार AUG आता है, सिस्टम एक्सेप्ट करता है कि उसके सामने मिथियोनिन रख के ट्रांसलेशन स्टार्ट करना है, नॉट बिफोर दैट. सो ये अगर स्टॉप सिग्नल था, तो ये सिग्नल कैसा सिग्नल है? स्टार्ट सिग्नल. सो इफ आई आस्क यू which is the start codon, initiating codon in translation process in prokaryotes and eukaryotes? Which codon? AUG. AUG के आगे अगर 5' end पे अगर 10 कोडॉन है या 50 कोडॉन है, जब तक AUG नहीं आता है तब तक ट्रांसलेशन स्टार्ट नहीं होता है. तो does it mean that every newly synthesized polypeptide, its first amino acid is always methionine? Am I right or wrong? इसका तो मीनिंग ये होना चाहिए फिर, न्यूली सिंथेसाइज्ड वन. एग्जैक्टली दैट इज द केस. क्योंकि आगे कुछ भी कोडॉन हो, सीसीजी हो, एसीजी हो, कुछ भी हो, जैसे ही राइबोसोम स्कैनिंग स्टार्ट करता है तब से लेके जब तक फर्स्ट एयूजी ना आए, till the first start codon doesn't come in, till that point system doesn't place any amino acid before these codons. So इसका मीनिंग ये UTR region हो जाता है mRNA का towards 5'. How many of you have understood UTR of mRNA towards 5'? From the 5' end of the mRNA throughout until reaching to the first AUG codon, that is a initiating codon, remaining entire region before this first AUG till the 5' end of this mRNA is called as UTR. So actually इतना ही portion translatable था. Obviously मेरे स्पेस में मैंने 4 कोड्स ड्रॉ किए हैं, रियलिटी में 4000 भी कोड्स हो सकते हैं, 40,000 कोड्स भी हो सकते हैं. किसी एक अमाइनो एसिड में अगर 1000, माय मिस्टेक, किसी एक पॉलीपेप्टाइड में अगर 1000 अमाइनो एसिड्स है, तो transcripted region or translated region of mRNA must have at least 1000 codons, each with 3 nucleotides, and additionally UTR on either sides of the translatable region of this mRNA. I hope you have understood what I have explained today. Points regarding the be seen in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye from my side. Anything to say? Anything to ask?